rise this afternoon in support of the freedom-loving people of Ukraine, our friends and our allies in Europe, and in warning to my fellow Americans, to my colleagues, about a threat coming from Vladimir Putin's Russian regime. I rise in support of this American ally whose right to democracy is being threatened, whose right to self-determination is being threatened. And I rise at this moment when there are negotiations going on in this building between Republicans and Democrats as to how to urge the President of the United States to respond to a buildup of 90,000 to 100 Russian troops on the border of this sovereign country who is our ally. The world has watched in recent weeks, not understanding, not knowing what Vladimir Putin has in mind, but there's no question about it. There is the amassing of troops. They're moving in place all the supplies and troops it would need if they decide to launch an invasion of this member of the United Nations, of this member of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, of this sovereign nation who wants self-determination. Our Ukrainian friends are sounding the alarm. They've warned us that Russia could be ready to invade their country by land, air, or sea as early as next month or February of 2022. I heard their concerns along with a bipartisan delegation of senators who attended the February of 2020 to invade their country by land, air, or sea as early as next month or February to invade their country by land, air, or sea as early as next month or February of 2022. Security and cooperation. Now is the time, and I know many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle agree with this. Now is the time for the President of the United States to send a strong signal to Vladimir Putin and his oligarchs, his ruling inner circle, that there will be serious consequences, not so much for the Russian people, there will be serious consequences for Mr. Putin and his henchmen on day one if he goes ahead with this invasion. On day one, Madam President.
All right, Shalom. This is Harold 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to Yakim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. All right, so who is that talking about? The Medes, geographically speaking, today would be Russia. All right, Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation. Now, the Lord has brought them back into being that old Soviet Union mindset when they were ready to go to war with America. All right. So now they're fighting over Crimea, what you would call Ukraine. All right, which is on the borders, really on the borders of Russia as well. So Russia's claiming that Ukraine belongs to them. But then you got a majority of the people over there that want to be sovereign. All right, they don't even want to deal with America, but they want to be sovereign to where they can make their own decisions. But then you got the hypocrite over here in America, these Edomites over here, that what you call that, the military industrial complex, basically the Pentagon, They want the war. Just like us, we want the war to happen. Shit, so we get the hell out of here. That's deliverance. All right, that's a sign of our deliverance. You've been seeing a mass of chariots popping up. All right, and we in the time of Hanukkah, which is the rededication of the temple, which is spiritual temple now, the third temple, which will be the elect of Israel. All right, being set up to be taken into the kingdom, be put back in Jerusalem and rebuild the temple for real, physical temple. So it's gonna be built, but the Lord building it spiritually first. All right, in the midst of all this happening around the world, and He told us He was gonna turn back our captivity before our eyes, and we seeing it. You know, there's no coincidence that Russia's name is being brought up. You feel me? And China with Taiwan. And you got Russia with Ukraine. All of these issues on their border is going to cause them to go to war. All right? It'll be the end of the proxy wars, going to war through other people. Now it's going to be a hot war where they go straight at each other. Russia, America. And they talking about by January or February. So it's close. However, anytime next year, it's close. All right, matter of fact, check this out.
Alexa, when will World War III start?
World War III starts on November 23, 2023 at 6:05 p.m., when Russia launches an attack against Germany.
III start. When will World War III start?
World War III starts on November 23, 2023 at 6:05 p.m., when Russia launches an attack against Germany.
All right, I'm going to start from Isaiah 13, man, because sometime, man, hey, next year, 2022, 2023, this could be it. You know, this could be it, man. Where Russia actually goes to war with Germany and America. And, you know, Germany represents the Temanites, which would be the elites, part of the elites of Edom and over there in Europe. All right. So, yeah, this is Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, and Babylon is America today. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. See, this is what we're doing. We've been lifting up the scriptures, right? This banner upon the high mountain. This exalted government. Exalt the voice unto them. All right. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right. And where did that start? That started in New York, you know, with the apostles. Really with Abba Bibbins, who started in Florida and moved up to New York. All right. And he ran into a bunch of Gadites in the Carolinas and in Florida. Abba Bibbins, who was Elijah, all right, back in the flesh, made his way up to New York and started a school up there. All right. And the rest is history. Now it says, and since then we've been sent out into the gates of the nobles. All right, through the call, the true spiritual altar call that came through the apostles of GMS. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, man. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, man. So who's stirring up the spirit of the Medes, the Russians? The Lord is doing it. He said he's going to turn you back and put hooks into that jaws. All right, meaning controlling them, putting them back into that mindset of fighting for that territory over there, the Soviet Union territories. All right, that war stance. Now they position themselves for war, and they've already, according to Ezekiel 38, they said, "Be thou prepared, thou and thy army," and preparing for others. So Russia has become a defense to most of these nations, man. Selling them weapons, selling them missile defense technology, getting them prepared for the coming war. All right, helping to strengthen these proxy nations. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai, right? And the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So those weapons that Russia, China, all the other nations are going to shoot off at and onto the land and soil of America, turn it into pitch, and lava. All right, and those are the Lord's weapons of choice that He chose. Right? The Lord said, "With fire shall He plead with all flesh, and slain of the Lord shall be many." That's what He chose. He chose fire, man. But He's going to use man to bring about that destruction. So it's kind of like the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah and the fall of ancient Babylon all in one. All right. So those missiles going to be shot, man. And they act like they don't want to go to war. They're not going to go to. It's going to happen. I said, "Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty." So that day is coming. All right. They saying 2022, 2023, man. This could be it. The Lord said He's going to deliver His elect in the midst of that. They're going to push the MOTB. You see them doing that. You know, they already kind of pushing the the QR codes. If you got any understanding on that, the QR codes, right? Now it says this, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And all their pride, all their dreams. You know, you see Jake and 2/3 of the Jakes and these Edomites, people like Biden, their heart and their pride is gonna melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them, man. Right here on this soil, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see Scripture say only in Psalms 91, only with thy eyes shall you see the destruction of the wicked. All right, and and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, a woman in pregnancy, screaming out, crying. All right. And they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be in flames, man. So these people's faces are going to combust, explode and be on fire. They're going to be looking at each other. And the Lord going to leave them there to be melted all the way. Right here on these soils, man. That's what He said. It's a fearful thing what's coming. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. Man, the Lord's wrath and His fierce anger together. to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it, man. So 2/3 gonna perish here in this land, and in all these heathens. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, and the sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. It was that nuclear fallout. And also the scriptures say, wit shall hide itself. All right, so people are going to be bugging out. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, man. So the Lord is making his men precious in his sight, man. All right, elect, precious. The ones that are in his truth. So you got to know that. Paul said, I am not ashamed of the gospel, man. I'm not ashamed of the gospel. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. See that? So in his wrath, he's going to shake the earth out of his place with the missiles. He's going to allow them to be shot off, and they're going to hit this place, man. It's going to shake the earth to and fro. That's the Lord's wrath. And in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as the sheep that no man taketh up. And they shall every man turn to his own people and flee to his own land. So all these nations, they're going to break all their treaties. All right? And Esau going to be as a chase roe around the world. Especially from these nations, man, starting with America. All right? Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished, man. Because you're going to have all them troops invading this place. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be all kind of hell breaking loose in the midst of a economic crash, which could happen this month, next couple months. You know, it's called the Civil War. But in the midst of that, the Lord said, what? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So Russia can't be paid off. And they supposed to have a talk on the December 7th, I think that's today, with Biden and Putin about Putin's plan to invade Ukraine sometime in January, February 2022. See, meddling in other men's affairs, man. That's what America's doing. You know, and they got NATO built up all on the borders of Russia. So it's all a plot to destroy America. All right. That goes with the book of Revelations, where it says those elites, they're going to burn America with fire. They're going to cause America to be burned. All right. Once Esau came out of perdition, out of the pit, to lead everybody into the war. Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes, or the Russians today. So the Lord is stirring and invoking their warlike stance from Russia. All right, so the Lord is stirring up the Medes against this place Babylon, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bowls also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, man. So the missiles are going to be hitting, flying through all kind of places, nuclear empowered, just destroying everything. The scriptures say before these missiles, everything's going to be a beautiful garden, but behind it, nothing but desolation and destruction and death. And Babylon, America, the glory of kingdoms, you know? So the same way America hasn't been sparing nobody, they blaming Russia for starting wars and taking away people's freedom. I mean, come on now. That's what America's built on, taking away freedom, taking away the freedom of the Israelites and their sovereignty and their right to free choice. They really want to be claiming to defend free choice right now? Really? So we know what it is. They have an agenda. They don't want Russia to get that power grab or the land grab over there with Ukraine. They don't want China to have a land grab with Taiwan. They don't want North Korea to have a land grab and resources with South Korea. All right. So that's what it's about. It's about power. And America, Babylon's about to see that they don't have any power anymore. And the Lord's taking that from them. Sit in the dust, O daughter of Babylon. Thou shalt no more be called the glory of kingdoms. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. So, 19, right? In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Right? She's no longer going to be called the Lady of Kingdoms anymore. And the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, and how did he throw Sodom and Gomorrah? With fire. All right. Those two neighboring cities, man. And so you got, America. So it says here, and verse 20, and it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. So no longer are there going to be any countries coming over here to do business and set up their businesses. And actually, everything's being liquidated anyway and sent overseas. Like at Toys R Us and all these different companies, they got moved out of the country because this place is getting destroyed. It's set up for destruction. All right. It says, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. It says, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. You can picture a destroyed city, but you still got parts of certain buildings sitting there. The structure of them. They're gonna be burnt to a crisp. Just like you look at Sodom and Gomorrah today, you can still see it. You see the windows, the holes in the rocks, in the framework, but you can see it's all burnt to a charred crisp. That's how America's gonna be left vacant. Sort of like on actually, what was it called? Book of Eli. All right, everything was burned up. The nuclear fallout. And like I Am Legend, but 10 times worse than that. Everything gonna be charred, burnt to a crisp. It's gonna become chaff, like dust. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate holes, man. So it's gonna be on the islands around this place, that are attached to America, they're gonna get destroyed too. So and And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their desolate places, man. So all over America. And her time is near to come. So we at that time. Her time to be destroyed is near. And her days shall not be prolonged, man. All right, we're seeing part of the signs pass, and we know that what is the very same time when the Lord is beginning to visit the world which He made. So, just stay in the faith, man, and expect deliverance. And this is the time for us men to pull closer to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, not to lose doubt, not to worry about what people saying and be offended. All right, but to keep pushing and to believe that the Creator is faithful and He's going to deliver us. All right, so with that, I'm going to say Shalom.